Welcome home.
All right, now are they coming?
Well, where is Jimmy? Jimmy's right down there with his hat on, right there. Jim, which one? Both, that's Jim and Jerry, they're together. This is Jim, and that's Jerry. This is Jimmy Potter.
Hey, Jeannie.
I am doing great. I want a hug. I love hugs. It's so good to see you. Golly.
Y'all still live?
Why, certainly. We're not going to move away from this good place. Love it.
I know, he stayed.
Y'all doing good?
There's a lot of eating right there.
Okay.
Just put it right there. Somebody moves it, I'll let you know. Sir?
Good to be here.
Thank you. Me too. Good I'm living. Huh? James I. George.
All right, I'm Ron Livengood. This is my wife, Betty.
I'm Martha's husband, Kim's brother-in-law, Martha Livengood.
Yes, yes. I was trying to picture it.
You better did you watch you stop talking.
Oh gosh, yeah. I mean, to tell you, we really did. And I mean, everybody knew everybody. I mean, it was such a family deal, you know. You just, you know, you felt like.
Now look at these
One,
pictures.
2, 3. Miss Drew was over there.
You'd be a fool not to know.
Sure.
Well, yeah. You know, if I was in his position, the best I know is 8, 7, 8, 6. I know what I would do. It's kind of like so
Oh, yeah? Good to know you. Yeah, good to see you again. Yeah, no, it's been gone 30 years.
And that building down there, I guess, is a gym, but it never was there before. It was that came out. I guess. I never.
Good morning.
So you just contributed to it.
What we had to find a place. That's kind of something. That's what my husband did. Oh, you did? But I was telling Jimmy though, we just flew a Stearman last year. Took me 3 weeks.
Stearman on the 4th from Oklahoma down to where I live in a flying community.
You do?
I have a hangar in my backyard and I keep my
That's
little
what we
airplane.
do.
Oh, you do?
You have to fly and see.
Yeah, well, you have to come see us.
Do you have a Stearman?
No, I have a Cardinal that I commute back and forth to work to Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
But my friend has a Stearman. I'm going to bring it down. We're having an EAA fly-in on January the 4th.
Honey. reunion actually got started, I believe, last year, whenever a coffee, I believe, a coffee or a lunch or dinner or something was started over at Cajun Charlie's restaurant, and there were so many people that showed up that they had to kick them out. So they said, well, we better hold this thing outside next time, and that's why we're holding a big reunion this year here on the grounds of the old shopping center. And I know that a lot of memories have been talked about so far this morning. There are more to come, and we've got a whole lot of activities for you. Got some old photos of Maplewood that you want to check out. We've got a photo setting over here where you can take pictures with old friends. We've got a video area. We've got the Maplewood posters, which we're going to show you in just a minute. There's also a great scrapbook here called Maplewood, Louisiana's newest modern town. This has got all of the old clippings, some photos and things like that you'll want to check out. That's over here underneath the tent. This is a great book. Let me tell you, I was reading it this past week, and it's amazing the work that was put into it by the committee, and Mary Ann read, and we appreciate all of their work for compiling all of this. And we've just got a whole lot of fun here for you today. Tours of the area, the Methodist Church is open, the school, you'll hear about the school in just a few minutes from Bubby Soche. We just want you to have a good time and try to stay cool, okay? We didn't realize it'd be this hot this morning. I'd like to introduce to you now the Planning Committee co-chair, and that's Daryl Nelson. Daryl? Where's Daryl? If Daryl doesn't show up, I'm going to have to start singing, and you don't want that to happen. Or Mary Ann? No. Mary Ann, you want to do your part first, and then we'll get Daryl. I could embarrass Daryl and say he's in the bathroom right now or something. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mary Ann Red. You remember her as Mary Ann Mitchell, and she's got some recognitions to make this morning. Mary Ann?
Okay, this is a new experience for me. This reminds me of the movie, what was the baseball movie about the Field of Dreams? You do it and they'll come. It's unreal. We want to welcome each and every one of you here. It's a very special day for everybody. I guess I can get through this. Okay, the physical Maplewood that we knew in the 40s and 50s, it's gone. It's not going to be back. Our homes are gone. They were either torn down or they were hauled off on barges. And for me, my age, and most everybody out here at this generation, that was a very sad scenario to see your hometown hauled off. And I think we all kind of felt that all these years. But then in the last 14 months, when we've been doing this, getting together this homecoming, I've realized, and I think most of the people on the committee have, that Maplewood was not things. Maplewood was people. Maplewood was all these people that came from everywhere. They brought their food, they brought their children, they brought their customs, they brought different ideas, they brought their enthusiasm, and they were young. Our parents were young, and my father managed Maplewood. I think he was 38 years old. There was a lot of responsibility. The war was going on. They had to make everything work for the government, and it was just an incredible, unique time. And I think we're all very, very blessed to have been raised in Maplewood and had the opportunity to live here. My assignment today is to recognize the people that were involved in the day-to-day business of making Maplewood succeed. Now, some of these, I don't know if some of you noticed, we have signs of where we think where the Whatnot gift shop was, the AMP store, and all this, and it's kind of general. And some of those places moved, okay? We did them where we remembered. Not exactly maybe like Bill Wilson remembered, but we remembered. We'll start off recognizing, and it's my honor to recognize my father. My father was Vice President, General Manager of Maplewood. Maplewood was such an important part of my family's life. We lived, breathed its very existence every day. Managing a town of 4,000 people that had been relocated from all parts of the country was pretty interesting. My uncle, Lap Mitchell, was an assistant manager. I think his family's here. Mark, I see you. Would you stand, please? Claudia, Lauren. I don't know where is Ruth here. Anyway, we just want to welcome you. And my fondest dream of Uncle Lap was the year of the big snow. Does everybody remember that? That's where everybody has a picture of the big snow. My uncle built a sled, and he hooked it onto the back of his car, and he pulled us around town. I thought that was pretty cool. Johnny DeMint. Johnny DeMint was in charge of the roads and grounds. Mrs. DeMint, are you here? Madabelle? Mr. Morris. Poor Mr. Morris. Such a kind... such a kind and gentle man, and we gave him, you know what. Mr. Fred Burt. Mr. Fred Burt was our capable fire chief of Maplewood. And you know that I think maybe there were a few small fires, but we never lost a home to fire, to my knowledge, in Maplewood. Mr. Gordon Davis was the plumber of Maplewood. He took care of all of us. His wife, Bernice Davis, was the manager of Maplewood School cafeteria for 22 years, and she was a very special person to me. Mr. Chicon was the first drugstore owner. The first drugstore was over there. The second drugstore was over here. We've got that straight. I don't guess Co or John A.G. are here. The whole Huvall family ran the Pines. I don't know who's here from the Huvall family, but I think there are some, probably. Oh, and I want to also mention that we fondly remember Winslow Wright, who was the pharmacist when the AG, when Millie AG had the drugstore. Mr. Duhan was manager of the A&P store. And at risk, I'm saying that my memory of the A&P store is something about stolen chickens, but I'm not real sure what it is. I might as well mention it because no one has ever let me forget it. Mr. and Mrs. McLean ran the Whatnot gift shop. Their grandson would be Mark Stellick, if he's here. I'm not sure. I didn't hear anything from Mark. Or Paul. Paul and Mark are their grandchild. Dr. Clausen was the first dentist in Maplewood. We all have fond memories of Dr. Clausen. And a very special man in all our lives was Dr. Fellows, and he's here. I've seen him somewhere. He's in the very back. Thank you, Dr. Fellows. You took very good care of us for all these years. We appreciate you so much. Brother McDonald, and I know there's a lot of pastors here today, but Brother McDonald was pastor of the Maplewood Baptist Church. Please stand, Brother McDonald. He can't stand. Just raise your hand. And a very special friend of mine is here today. Come here, Dickie. I know that everybody remembers the 5 and 10 cent store, and we have Dickie Baker here. Come on, Dickie. Dickie's mother just lost his mother last year. She passed away at the age of 98. And Dickie is 74 years old today. Today. I changed his birthday and he always remembers mine. Thank you, Dickie. We appreciate you. Do you want to say hello? No? Okay. Man, a few words, right.
Thank you.
Okay, I just want to mention that the Banzoff family was the first family to live in Maplewood. I don't think there's any of them here. I'm not sure. I think Charles, I heard, was in Alaska or somewhere. Leland Albright was the first baby born in Maplewood. The last I tracked him, he was living in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, maybe. We think that Mabel Kimberlin is possibly the longest continual resident of Maplewood. We're not sure about that, but we think that's possibly. I think she was there for like 50 years. She has moved away recently.
Those are the guys that manage
I was wondering if there was a picture of the old team that I played on with the telephone.
Yeah, well,
Come on, Sophia. Oh. Hold on, hit it. Again, to get caught. Yeah. I'll make about another round after this one. I think I'll set them on the grass and let them stand a while. While I eat the grass. Everybody deserves a break. Yeah. Come on, Tokyo. Come on. Good help, big intercept right here. Good shape, thank you, sir. We're not speeding, are we, sir? Miles an hour. Here. We're making about 2 miles an hour, I think, something like that, 2.5. and come on. Dr. Carl Nathan bought that mare from me 9 years ago. And he's asked me a lot about how to keep horses, and I told him to follow a good worming program and also feed them just what they clean up good, not to overfeed them, and have good pasture, and they would do well. And so it seems like there's somebody well with them.
Oh, I think so.
But I can use the team as I want to, and I have to sell mine off. One of my horses died, and so then I have anything to do, and I just borrow this team from him. Come on, son. Come on. Well, a horse does a lot better if you got them in good flesh, you know, enough of. They can be a little too fat sometimes through the hot summertime, but if you got them built up good, they are able to work. They can do a lot of good work for you. Looks like we got another load waiting on us. Come on, Sophie.
And what is your name, sir?
My name is George Gamble, sir.
And we appreciate your ride.
I'm glad to have you ride with me.
Well, did you make the stagecoach?
Yes, sir, I built it.
How long did it take?
Well, I figured up my time I spent on it. It took me about 120 days of, you know, working steady time. Of course, there's some days I'd only get in maybe 2 or 3 hours a day on it. But in figuring out my actual time, around 120 days work.
How long, when did you complete it?
I started it along in about February of 1999 and finished it along in the month of May 1999.
Right.
Of course, there's been times I've done other things on it, you know, changed a few things. Sure, a lot of cute little young'uns comes over here to get to ride with us. These people around Maplewood. Get it.
Yeah, and we got to get home tomorrow to get finished with that other section.
Oh, yeah. Next year. Next
He
year.
says he's gonna hunt, not do that.
All the time. Probably comes early return.
We kind of got trying to do what we've never done, trying to leave it up. So I ended up in the hospital and I was there for over a week. So I had to do everything.
Next thing I bought was in the woods.
Oh, okay.
So it's all trees.
Oh, okay.
Again,
May give you a call.
got that wherever life takes them, that's just hope. That's right.
Well, that day.
Get that old school teacher.
Do not have them that way.
You leaving, old timer?
Oh, we're coming back.
Okay.
We're going over to church.
All right.
You want to smile, huh?
That's it.
All right.
But he's not an old timer. I'm the old timer.
George.
Yes.
It's free of charge.
You might break your camera.
Thank you. We're not supposed to video grown people.
Well, how you doing? No, I don't like
Music does it, doesn't
The
it?
red light's not on. He's all that.
Jimmy George.
Tell her that I don't have a
Nope.
I don't do that.
Okay, here. Put that in your hand. Yeah. That's what I got. See, I had to buy all my sisters.
Wow.
He won.
We got it.
All right. I had instructions to buy everybody a book. I said, Daddy, it'll be great. That's where I got my Christmas Costco set. You got a fill-up, you got a couple of fill-ups.
I'm not yeah. I think
Thing last night. He said, you know, you get off right there at 288, and it's West Belford, and then it's Reed Road.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah,
right, and he said it's
see, when I
right
stayed in
there.
Sugar Land, I'm in Pearland last year. I drove right by it. I drove right by it.
Camera.
Yes, this could be on the video. Tell them what year you lived over here.
1948, 9. A couple years ago. Won the Boys Village Bowl in 1949.
There you go. You got it.
One thing about you would have known me.
Where does he lives in Houston, you said, and where are you? You're right here. Okay, good.
Yeah, and
good.
Jim's right over here. I'm
Good.
He's visiting, so he's just having a ball.
Oh, I know. It's better than a fair. It is wonderful. It is wonderful. Well, you just look fantastic. Yeah, we're all ready. I know I'm steady.
Well, we always, Jim.
Does that lady know that smoking's going to stunt your growth?
I'm doing great right now.
It's stunning hers.
I'm doing great. You remember my mother? Yes. Said her name was Melba.
That's right.
Can't believe you can remember all
I'm
that.
still alive.
Nope. She died about 10. Hard to think that I'm the old, John and I are the oldest. John's here.
Yeah. Well, we don't know where John is now.
Oh, you don't?
We
You recognize me, don't you?
Where you been?
I was in there selling chickens for gumbo from 11 to 2. I stood up. I saw you go in there, but you didn't see me. And this is my daughter-in-law. This is Curtis's wife. Hi there, all the way from Seattle. Glad to be here.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that where you got the voice?
Well, I don't know about that. But
Nothing glamorous. That's good. Yeah. They're going to be on 7 News? Yeah. Ben Rhodes. Private channel. Yeah, that's Ben Rhodes. Doug McCullough. Not Ben Rhodes, because he gambles. Yeah. Ben Rhodes. Yeah. I was always
Look out now.
That's a good thing to do.
I'll take
she had more stuff, I'm telling you. I can remember that so well. And then the pool was right over here. Are you?
What's that?
You wanting to get going to the cemetery? She looks like Jenny. Remember going to the cemetery?
The cemetery.
Oh yeah, we'd go to the cemetery and we'd see the ghost come up.
Janice, where was I?
I don't know. I don't think I ever got invited in.
big oaks, and I took off to the cemetery, and you weren't there.
Evidently. If my mama ever knew that I took off for the big oak, she would kill me. She would come right down out there out of that sky and whack me.
What year were you going to the Big Oaks?
That's when I was in high school. I probably
You graduated what year?
56, 57. Carlton graduated in 56. I graduated in 57. So I know I didn't do it as a freshman or a sophomore, but it had to be junior or senior when I did it. I wouldn't have the nerve before this. From all these books.
How's the book sales going?
Doing all right. I have 2 boxes left.
Really?
Uh-huh.
That's phenomenal. What are they? How much are they?
$20.
A good looking book though.
Yes,
A lot of
real
work,
good.
a lot of effort.
Don't really care.
Yeah.
I was going to let them talk me into going full-time. I wanted to go to Transform.
Oh, really?
In fact, I never did get a picture of you and Jack.
I know it. Well, I kept trying to pull him away, and he kept visiting with somebody. So I
understand that.
But if you don't have anybody special to see tomorrow at the Pittsburgh Church, she walked up to her one day. She's stuff her bra. Oh, did you get that on the? Okay. Yeah, stuff her bra with Kleenex, and she went up there one day with a pen, stuck it into her bra, and since in Crown she never felt it because she had all that Kleenex in her bra. Oh no! This is the one that has woman size bra. When we were in 8th and 9th grade. We better change the topic. Yeah! pictures, these pictures are just driving me a wall. Oh God, and I'll
His younger brother, John, but he's not here. But we know Dennis real well.
I think Jonathan wants to say hi.
Hey, Miss Hayes, I saw her the other day. Yeah. And Mr. Ned, I see all the time.
Okay, I'm John Schofield, Spike Schofield. I lived on 21 Eucalyptus Street. Graduated from Sulphur High School in 1953. And I mention that because in 1953, Abby Schuler and I were the first ones to actually paint the Maplewood Water Tower, SHS class of 53. We got caught the first thing next morning and had to pay for it. Thanks.
Don't smile. What?
Go ahead.
Dr. Charles Fellows. I lived in Maplewood from 1950 to 1978. And I practiced in Maplewood from 1950 until 1995 when I retired. I lived at 17 Pine Street in Maplewood.
All right, I'm J.M. McDonald. I came to Maplewood September the 1st, 1948. David Case, Ruby's first husband, was the chairman of the deacons. And everybody was agreeable to me to come. See, I was associate pastor at Wesley. And man, Brother Harris and I had a perfect agreement, you know. And so the first time I came over here, well, they just fired Brother Burns. I'm sorry, but the church just fired him. But they kept him for a year, you know, paid him salary for a year, and left him and rented the house for him for a year. But Alzheimer's, you know.
Yeah.
And she.
Well, to begin with, I was born in Mississippi on a cotton farm. My name is Wesley Martin, and I'm 85 years old, and I was born in Mississippi on a cotton farm, raising cotton and corn and peanuts. And I, in 1941, I had to quit because I had a stroke in my legs. I couldn't walk anymore, so I left the farm, went to Baton Rouge. I went to work at Veneer Mill, and from Veneer Mill I went to work on construction over at Standard Oil. And then from there I went to the old aluminum plant where they was making aluminum ore. And they shut that down. I come to Lake Charles and I found a job down here working for City Service Oil Company. And that was my first beginning. 1944 is when I moved to Maplewood to go to work for this company. And our first place I lived was right behind where the church is now, in a four apartment building. And we lived in one end of it on the east end, and then later moved up on I believe it's 23 Beauregard. I'm not positive about that, but it's just a little bit west of where the church is.
Who you are?
Alma Tate from Sulphur. Lived on Crockett Street. We never lived in Maplewood, old Maplewood, but we lived just outside in Indian Hills subdivision. So I've been here since the latter part of November last year.
My name is Helen Bowman. I lived in Maplewood for 50 years.
When did you move there?
Huh?
When did you move there?
Moved there in 1941. And it has been a great place to raise our children. I have one son that now lives in Oklahoma, but was brought up in Maplewood.
Do you know when you moved to Maplewood?
Okay, let's start with your name.
My name is Minnie Tier.
Okay, and you lived in Old Maplewood?
I lived in Maplewood on Parish Road.
Okay, your husband worked for Sitco?
No, he works these hours.
Okay, and he worked there while you were there?
He worked at Seed Service. He helped build those plants. We came here long ago.
Where did you come from?
Oh, Nawassa? I've got my name now.
Nawassa Hopkins.
Nawassa Hopkins.
And you're from Old Maplewood?
Yep.
You lived on Center Street?
Center Avenue. Center Avenue.
Let's see, what was it? 17th.
Virginia Finney. I was Virginia Vale before I married.
When did you move to Maplewood?
I came to Maplewood from Mississippi in 1944 and started to work for city service. And I met my husband, Tom Finney, there. He worked there. And we were married in 47. And in 48, we had a daughter, Betty Lou. In 1950, we had a son, Thomas James Finney Jr.
Oh, man. What church did you go to?
Went to we joined the Methodist Church in Maplewood.
Who was your preacher?
We had several, right offhand, I can't think.
Was Old Maplewood